All right. So we're just going to work through our rule book this morning. It's got my coffee. So I kind of went over the first 2 pages now. So we're just going to read through the whole book here. General flow of the game. So rounds and turns. The game is played over 4 rounds. During each round, players take turns in clockwise order, placing 1 worker per turn onto a main action space until all workers have been used. If a player has upgrade tiles, they may spend quality tokens to activate 1 upgrade tile per turn. Each upgrade tile may only be used once per round. Yeah. The end of rounds 1, 2, and 3, all players resolve a rest action, which includes recovering all your workers from the main board, paying worker compensation, gaining income, all purple effects income track for mentor bonuses, and brew cards, reactivating brewmaster powers, refreshing the upgrade tiles if there's any empty slots, and refreshing contract cards during rounds end of rounds 2 and 3. At the end of round 4, players will still pay worker compensation, but no income is gained. Final scoring. Okay, there's a quick summary. I think that part's okay. Pentagon system. Pretty much the most important part. Make sure it's fine. How do I know? How do I know if I'm live? Oh, it is live. Okay. All right. I think it's live. So there we go. Let's just work. 5 main action spaces form the most innermost layer of the pentagon on your turn. Place 1 worker, and on one of these spaces, take a main action. 5 main action spaces form the innermost layer of the pentagon. Yeah. On your turn, you must place 1 worker on one of these spaces. Okay, I kind of go over a brief summary of all the actions there. As each player takes a turn and chooses one of the 5 core actions from the innermost pentagon, they will inevitably bump out a worker that either belongs to them or another player. Workers are always bumped from an inner layer toward the outer layer. Once each space in a layer contains only one worker, players whose workers were bumped into that layer may spend coins to move clockwise or counterclockwise to a desired space. If a worker is bumped from the 3rd layer, it moves directly to the corresponding rectangular action space. Multiple workers may occupy rectangular spaces. The system creates a constant player interaction and strategic decision making throughout the game. Give you a bunch of examples, and I think those are fine. All right, let's just load through each action properly. So each main action is taken by placing one worker on the corresponding main action space of the pentagon, resolving selected action fully before the next player takes their turn. When you take this action, you may draft any number of resource cards from the 4 face-up cards in the resource card market. Pay the coin cost shown in the top left corner of each drafted card. Optionally, you may spend 5 coins to discard all face-up resource cards and replace them with 4 new ones. Add all drafted cards to your hand. After drafting, you must play exactly 1 resource card from your hand onto your player board. When a resource card is played, you gain the resources shown on the card, either 1 to 2 malt, hops, or water. If the card displays an instant effect icon, I gotta find a lightning bolt somewhere. Unless I deleted it all. Shoot, I think I did delete them all. Shoot. Okay, that's fine. Let's copy this guy. Vector mode. Quick effects, inner shadow. Remove that inner shadow. I'm just going to move it slightly. There we go. If the card displays an instant effect icon, resolve that effect immediately. Just once. All previously played resource cards on your player board also generate their listed resources. I should make this like a bullet point. There we go. Resources generated beyond your storage capacity are lost. Max 10. Max 6 during the start of the game. Okay. Just gonna move this one. All right, so for example, red decides to draft the first and second resource cards. This will cost him 8. Both cards will then go to red's hand. Red then decides to play the card shown on the left. Cards are always played from the rightmost slot. It shifts all the cards to the left by 1 space. This will generate 3 malt in total. So 2 from this and 1 from the track. Red will move their resource marker from 3 to 6, which I show here. I think that's fine. If any other track Hops or water, in this case, it's improved. Red would also generate those resources. Note that in this current board state, the maximum number each resource red can hold is 6. If you generate any additional resources past this, it is lost. Resource card limit. I kind of want to highlight that. So let's just bolded that. There we go. You may have a maximum of 4 resource cards played. 3 resource cards played on your player board. When you play a 4th card, discard the leftmost resource card, resolve its discard effect shown in the top right corner of the card. Flip the discarded card face down and place it on an available rectangular action space on the main board. This creates a new upgraded action effect for that space. This discard placement may occur a maximum of 5 times per game, as there are only 5 rectangular action spaces. That's correct. I think I'm just going to move this slightly just to like make this thing a little bit bigger. And I'm going to just move this slightly down. Save. Okay. Buy an upgrade tile. When you take this action, you may perform one or both of the following. Buy an upgrade tile. Purchase one. So this one should be bullet points. This is not a bullet point. This can be on the leftmost side. This can be on the leftmost side. These can be bullet points. Save. All right, so purchase one available upgrade tile from the left side of the main board by paying its listed coin cost. Place a tile in any one of the 4 upgrade tile slots on your player board. Placing an additional tile may grant row or column bonuses immediately. Each upgrade tile provides a new action that may be activated by spending quality tokens. Spend 1 quality token to tuck one of your active resource cards. Each slot may hold only 1 tucked card. You may have a maximum of 3 tucked resource cards total. Tucked cards provide permanent bonuses and do not interfere with normal resource generation. That's correct. Okay. All right. You may buy any one upgrade tile and pay the coin cost depicted on the bottom left of the tile, adding this to your player board. This will grant a new action that you can take on your turn, in addition to taking one of the main worker actions on the main board. On your turn, you may resolve an upgrade tile action before taking your main action with a worker, or vice versa. All upgrade tile actions will cost either 1 or 2 quality tokens. I keep referring to that, so I think I should just... Copy that. Make it 5 millimeters. Supply, you may use only one of your upgrade tile actions per turn per round. Per turn. One of your upgrade tiles per turn. Each tile may be used once per round. Yeah, okay. All right. Red decided to buy the instant gratification upgrade tile. It costs 7 coins to buy. This allows Red to then spend 2 quality tokens to activate any 2 lightning bolt actions from 2 different active brew cards on their player board. It will also give Red 3 victory points at the end of the game. If Red buys the second upgrade tile and places it to the right of the first one, they would gain 2 malt and draw a new objective card from the top of the deck. Row bonus. If Red buys the second upgrade tile and places it to the bottom of the first one, they would gain 2 beer tokens that can be added to any fermenter slot with space available. Column bonus. If Red has all 4 upgrade tiles, they will gain 7 victory points at the end of the game. Cool. Red decides to also spend 1 quality token to tuck their previously played resource card. This permanently grants a bonus 2 victory points every time Red brews a Marzen type beer. You may at most tuck 1 resource card per slot, giving you 3 resource card benefits permanently during a game. Note that tucking a resource card does not block the ability to play a resource card on the slot for generating resources. Lightning or immediate benefit resource cards cannot be tucked. Meaning like these guys. All right. When you take this action, you may draft any number of brew cards from the 4 face-up brew cards displayed on the top right of the main board. Pay the coin cost shown on each card. Optionally, you may spend 5 coins to refresh the market. Add all drafted cards to your hand. You may play 1 brew card from your hand onto an open fermenter slot along the bottom of the player board. Important. You may then spend any number of necessary resources to brew as many beers as possible. Allows you to brew up to 4 active beers. Each successful brew generates beer tokens stored in the fermenter, victory points, and quality tokens. If you produce more beer tokens than you can store, excess beer tokens must be sold for 1 coin each. Underline before the end of your turn. In this example, Red decides to not draft any additional brew cards from the market. Red plays the brew card Tight Knit, and it and immediately resolves number 2, which is the immediate benefit. Is to gain any 1 resource of your choice. Red then spends 2 malt, 1 hop, and 3 water. This will generate 1 beer token, which will be stored into the fermenter above the brew card. It also generates 3 victory points and 1 quality token. During the beginning of the game, each fermenter slot can only store 1 beer token. This can be improved with the investing in quality tracks action. If you produce more beer tokens than you can store, you must sell the excess beer tokens for 1 coin each. Again, I kind of drive that point home. During a rest action, Red would generate 5 coins. Why do I talk about that? For the above example, for the example above, above. During a rest action, Red would generate 5 coins and 1 water. 5 coins comes from the first fermenter bonus highlighted in purple, and the 1 water comes from the bottom income effect of the brew card. Additional brew cards can be tucked under each of these active cards. Only the top card of each fermenter slot is considered to be active. At most, you may have only 1 tucked brew card under the active brew card in each slot. Furthermore, you may only activate each income effect once per rest. There are a total of 8 different income effects that you can discover during the game. All income effects will be explained in detail under the reference section of this rulebook. Tucking a brew card costs 1 quality token. For example, on the left, Red decides to brew as many beers as possible. Red currently has 7 malt, 5 hops, and 6 water to spend. Red can brew Calico, Hopsy Doodle, and Mango Island in 1 turn. It would cost a total of 7 malt, 5 hops, and 5 water to do so. It would generate a total of... It would generate a beer token in fermenters 1, 2, and 4. Red would generate a total of 7 victory points and 4 quality tokens. 1 token from each brew card, plus Red has the hops quality track at level 3. Yeah. If Red takes a rest action, the income effects would be as follows. 8 coins, 5 from the fermenter, 3 from the income track, 1 malt, which is right here, 1 resource of their choice, and 1 beer token, and 1 water. All right, I think that's pretty straightforward, I think. Investing in quality tracks. When you take this action, spend quality tracks or tokens to move 1 player cube from a resource track, malt, hops, or water, or a beer storage slot, any fermenter, to one of the 4 quality tracks, to any one of the 4 quality tracks, malt, hops, water, or income. Effectively, this improves resource capacity or beer storage capacity, and also improves the quality tracks pertaining to malt, hops, water, and income. Quality track. Yeah. Another option with this action is to pay 2 quality tokens to unveil a permanent fermenter income effect from fermenters 2, 3, or 4. These will unlock the ability to generate 2 malt, 2 hops, and 2 water during a rest action, respectively. In the player board to the left, you will notice that Fermenter 1 has 3 beer slots available. This means that 2 of the player cubes were moved from this fermenter to one of the quality tracks in the middle of the player board. It looks like Red has heavily invested into their hops track, having 3 additional cubes to reach level 3. The water track has 2 cubes to reach level 2, and the income track has 1 cube to reach level 1. Each player cube was taken from the fermenters or one of the resource tracks. In this case, 1 cube improved the storage capacity for malt, allowing Red to store 7. Red also chose to invest in unlocking the fermenter income bonus, granting 2 malt to be gained during a rest action. This costs 2 quality tokens. In the next page, we will dive further into each of the quality tracks from the middle of the player board and their primary effects. There are 4 quality tracks on the player board. So now we go back to layout. Five and 5. Bullet points. Do not cascade. Only benefit. Very important. Yes. Okay. These tracks affect 2 aspects of the game. 1, resource. These are points, and these are points. Okay, so when playing a resource card during the draft resource cards and reap action, gain additional resources based on the current level of the relevant quality track. Maximum bonus is 3 malt, 3 hops, 3 water. This bonus applies once per action, not per resource cards. When brewing beer, the draft brew cards and brew action, malt and hops tracks increase the number of quality tokens gained up to 4 total. Water track increases victory points gained up to 2 VP. These bonuses do not stack per brew card. It is applied only once per action. Income track activates only during the rest actions. Maximum income from the track is 15 coins. Upon reaching levels 2, 4, and 6, immediately unlock 1 additional worker. Unlock workers are available to use during the current round. Endgame scoring. At the end of the game, each quality track awards victory points based on its final level. Maximum possible is 24. Okay. So this means these are like that. this is going to be that with a bold. Okay, save. That's fine. We can make this slightly bigger, slightly bigger. All right, order cards. For the order cards, spend beer tokens for managers to fulfill one contract card on the main board. Contracts require 3 to 4 beer tokens. All beer tokens must be of the same beer type. Each contract lists 2 beer types, ranked 1 or 2. You will always gain the listed coins on the top left, the listed bonus on the top left. Victory points based on beer type used. Fulfill customer cards. You may also fulfill any number of customer order cards on the left side of your player board. At the start of each turn, draw one customer card and place it on the top of the column. Slide existing cards downward. At any given time. Each requires 1 to 2 beer tokens. Any beer type may be used. Gain 5 or 8 coins regardless of beer type. Gain 1 or 2 VP if a requested beer type is used. If a 4th order card is drawn, discard the bottom card and lose to double its VP. Contract card to the left is asking for 4 beer tokens. If all 4 are sour ales, earn 10. If all 4 are American lagers, earn 6. In both cases, earn 4 coins and a bonus benefit of 2 of any resource of their choice. Bonus benefit of gaining any 2 resources of your choice. The current customer order cards on the left-hand side of this player board is asking for 1 Martin, 1 Stout. Starting from the top, current or customer order cards on the left-hand side of this player board is asking for 1 Martin. I don't know how to copy that other than copying it from earlier. right there. Save. Any of these orders can be fulfilled during this action. Each order card will provide the player with 1 VP and 5 coins when fulfilled. For the correct type. Okay. An important distinction between contract cards and customer order cards are the specific needs to fulfill them and the benefits for fulfilling them. A customer order card can be fulfilled with any type of beer. However, if it is not fulfilled by the type it is asking for, you simply do not earn the VP. You still earn the 5 coins from the sale. Order cards will only ask for either 1 or 2 beer tokens. Customer order cards earn more coins than VP, and contract cards will earn more VP than coins. Yeah. Resource action spaces. You know what? That might confuse people. I don't know why that would confuse people. That would probably confuse people. I can't do that. This part, can we move this a little? No, I can't. All your current workers. Space it out a bit. In fact, space it out a little bit. 20. Score completed objective cards. Score upgrade tiles. Score quality tracks. Gain 3 VP for each active brew, matching your affinity tile. Convert remaining beer tokens to coins, 1-to-1. Every 5 coins is 1 VP. Every 3 quality tokens is 1 VP. The player with the most victory points wins. What's the tiebreaker rule? If tied, the player with the most active brew cards that match their affinity tile wins the game. If still tied, players share the 3. Okay, I think the rest of it is okay. Spend GP. All right, I think that's pretty good. X4, all pages, PDF file. Quality is 100. Clear bleed. Export. Save. All right. That's pretty much the quick play guide in the very back of the rule book, which is good. I think that's all I'm going to stream for today. I'll be submitting all this to the Cardboard Edison Award today. I think that's good enough. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.